views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, and welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll sit down with two of the actors from the soon-to-be-released nationwide film Shine, a film highlighting the Puerto Rican diaspora, salsa dancing, and community while combating the impact of gentrification. After that, we'll learn about the annual Soccer for Charities fundraising event that will help raise educational funds for the Excellence Plus Foundation, bringing the gift of education to the poorest of the poor. Then we discuss the inspiration behind In Defense of Glitter and Rainbows, a coming-of-age play that focuses on relationships, the courage of love, and faith. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features Bronx-born comedian Eric Nieves, who will speak truth behind some of his awareness prevention efforts. Then he'll close us out with a few laughs. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way, because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour, always inviting you to get social with us online, that is. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV or like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget, while you're there, follow moi on Twitter, FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, LinkedIn, Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. Our first guest will share more behind the film Shine, a story of two brothers that are faced with a major tragedy, that ultimately leads them to part ways, but later reunited on the opposing sides of gentrification. Let's take a sneak peek of Shine.
Our music and dancing connects us. From the very first beat to the very last echo.
Are you back for good? Here for business.
We all know that gentrification is a dirty word in this city.
You turned your back on your family for a payout.
This change isn't for us. It's to remove us.
Se rumora que salimos a cazar, que andamos en máscara.
If one building stands firm, it can't complete the project.
This ain't no step up.
At least we doing something.
It's double the market price. There are two languages, no y no.
Junior, what the hell are you doing?
How hard would you fight for everything your father believed in?
The New York Salsa Throwdown is in 2 weeks. This can help us reach our goal.
There's something worth preserving here.
You go to your brother. You need him.
They could turn off all these lights and tear all this down. We still gonna shine.
And joining us to tell us more about the film, we welcome two of the actors from the film Shine. Please welcome Kimberly Flores and Yadi Collado. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, thank you for having us, Rhina.
Absolutely.
So happy to be here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How exciting is this?
It's awesome. It's such an emotional time for us. I mean, we've worked so hard for this for such a long time. And the day is here in T-minus 7 days.
I know. T-minus
insane.
7 days.
That's right.
Yeah. T-minus
Yes.
7 days.
My calendar, 7, 6.
We've been waiting.
The beauty is that you are opening during Hispanic Heritage Month.
That's right.
And in addition to that, you know, it's shedding light on Puerto Rico, which we can use all the light in whatever form
That's right.
possible. And
That's
so
right.
let's talk about your journey in Shine.
It was a very, very long process. The director, Anthony Nardolillo, came up with the concept over 10 years ago and reworked the script, did a lot of fundraising.
So you've been with him for 10 years
I've
now.
been with him for 10 years.
Working on this particular
yes,
project.
well, I did the short film with him many, many years ago, and I trained the lead dancer and had a little part in that film, and he then was trying to create the feature film. It took almost 11 years for him to do that. He did a Kickstarter campaign, and it was one of the largest crowdfunded platformed movies, I think, as of 2 years ago in GoFundMe history. So so now here we are. It's 3 years later since we shot, and we have a movie coming out on October 5th.
Oh my gosh, just like that. She's like, bueno, after 3 years shooting.
That's it.
It's only 11 years, but
That's it.
Well, the beauty is that it's already beginning to win awards, right? It won 2017 Urban Film Festival last year, right?
Yes, it did.
And so this year, you actually premiere nationwide.
Yes.
That is super exciting, especially already receiving like millions of views on YouTube just for the trailer.
That's right. It's not common for a film of this size with this budget in order to make it into theaters the way it did. We're going to be in over 300 theaters across the country, and more are booking over this weekend into next week. So if you want to see it, go to shinethemovie.com and click the demand button, put in your zip code, and then request it in your local theater.
You can always follow us on Instagram. They're always updating everyone about what's going on with the film at Shine Film 2018. So make sure to follow us so you guys stay tuned on what's going on with the film.
Yadi,
Dime.
how did it feel for you to be part of a film that's predominantly Latino?
I loved it, I gotta tell you. I mean, I'm born and raised here in the city. It was filmed here in the city. It's about the culture that I love. Somos prima, yo soy dominicana. But Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, we're cousins, we're family. It's very similar culture. And it just felt so good to find something that I feel my family, the people I grew up with, the surrounding communities here in New York City can actually relate to, that they can actually see themselves when they look on that screen. It's a beautiful thing.
And Kimberly, I understand that you, aside from being like this prominent character within the film and a business owner, which I love that aspect, right?
Yes.
As a woman, because I'm all
Latina
about
business
women entrepreneurs, and you're representing one, so just hence elevating the roles that we play,
That's
right?
right.
And in addition to that, you're one of the salsa dancers, and you were one of the trainers, I understand.
Trainers in terms of the dancers. Well, my life story is I was a professional salsa dancer for many, many years. And Jadi also has a lovely dance background as well. But I danced and toured. So Josie in the film, she kind of represents my life. So when we all came to do the film, we all were already established dancers with our own backgrounds. We all contributed a lot in terms of story and helping shaping the world, but also into doing the performances. We all brought our own backgrounds and we came and did a lot of great work. But the choreographers were Grisel Ponce, Charlie Garcia, and Lyric Cruz. But we all worked together, and the dancing is the part that I think you guys are really gonna love. It's never seen onto Salsa New York style dancing on TV, and you will see it.
Oh, come on. Can you give it just a little something? Like,
you want to see some dancing?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't counting on it, but
oh, whatever you want.
All right, we're gonna see that for the end of the show.
Yes,
I'm gonna figure out how to get that into the end of the show, just to give everybody a taste as we close out the show.
Right.
That sounds good to me.
Oh my gosh, we gotta conjure up the money, the music.
Yes,
So
yes.
we got to figure that out. But back to the actual film
Yes.
that's being released in another week or so,
Yes.
nationwide again, and
October
it's called
5th.
Shine. And of course, the logo on the film is the Puerto Rican flag. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it takes place in Spanish Harlem, and we have, as most people know, in New York City, there's a huge community of Puerto Ricans in Spanish Harlem. We have a long-standing history. We contributed a lot to the New York City community culture. We are a part of the fabric of New York City, and I think that's forgotten, and the movie kind of reminds us that Puerto Ricans have a place in this city, that they contributed to this city, and as gentrification continues to happen, we shouldn't forget that we are a part of the city. We've created music. We have a lot of cultural things that we've contributed to the city as well. And it's time to celebrate that, and that's what Shine does.
Yeah, the good thing also is that it's not that change is always terrible. But one of the quotes that Josie says in the film is we just want to incorporate the community in that conversation of change, not remove them.
I like that because it's about embracing,
Yes.
but not forgetting or eliminating.
Yes.
Right.
And that's the difference.
Yes,
here.
exactly.
Like there's this battle to just remain.
Right.
Because they're making things unaffordable and they're
Right.
pretty much little by little wiping out our culture
Yes.
in
Right.
certain areas within New York. So this is beautiful
Yes.
that you guys are making a statement. And I wanted to ask you also, how is the dancing metaphoric to this transformation that's occurring within the city?
I mean, I feel that, there's a lot of dancing in the film, but it's not a dance movie. It's much more than that. I feel like the dance and the music is like a character, just like it plays in our own lives. Like I remember growing up and sábado por la mañana, your mom turned on that radio, passes you the broom, and then you keep on going. So it's always been a character in our life, has always been central to what we do. So it's important that we share that with the community. When words can't speak for you, music and dance do, and music and dance can heal. And so I think that's the beauty about this film.
I have a feeling that's exactly how everybody's going to leave feeling.
Yeah.
And of course, there's also that relatability, right? Because
Right.
we need to see our people on screen.
Yeah.
And you guys, we need to support seeing our people on screen.
Yes.
So before we go, let's just mention some of the actors that are part of this film
Yes.
because we got some nice actors. David Zayas, we
Yeah.
love him.
Yes, David Zayas from Dexter, Alicia Reyna from Orange is the New Black, and then our two male leads are Jorge Burgos and Gilbert Saldivar.
Yes.
And so the film itself is being released October 5th, but the big premiere is going to be in LA,
Yes.
October 2nd. I
Yes.
understand you have a really wonderful distribution deal. I'm
Yes.
so looking forward to seeing
Thank
this film.
you.
And do you have any last words you'd like to share with our viewers?
Please come see our film October 5th in New York City and throughout the country. Get your tickets now.
Yes. We're counting on seeing those booties in the seats.
Yeah.
And maybe shaking and grooving in them because we won't be able to stop. And yeah, follow us and keep up with us. Shine Film 2018.
Yeah, my kind of movie.
That's it.
Love it, ladies. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank
And you
you.
guys, Shine will debut in theaters October 5th, and you can catch the movie at Concourse Plaza Multiplex Theater in the Bronx. And for more information on the film, visit their website at shinethemovie.nyc. We're taking a quick break, but when we return, we'll learn about an annual Soccer for Charities fundraising event, so don't go anywhere.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close view.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch. Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hello, welcome to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. The Excellence Plus Foundation is holding its annual Soccer for Charities tournament to help raise money for children in poverty-stricken countries that don't have any access to education. And last year's tournament raised almost $7,000 and helped fund 62 scholarships through the organization. Their mission is to bring the life-changing gift of education to the poorest of the poor. And we have a very inspiring story to share with you. Here to share more, we welcome Excellence Plus Foundation Chair, Dr. Zach Puga, and board member Carl Haviland, and, Soccer for Charities organizations, right? That's right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having us again. Yeah.
Dr. Puga, let's share with everyone your story, because it has to be one of the most inspirational stories I've ever read.
Well, thank you. I am originally from Cameroon, and I was born in a very, very small village in Cameroon called Can. And in my village, like many of my brothers and sisters in the village, there wasn't much opportunity to get educated. There was the elementary school, but it still cost about $40 for the year to attend the elementary school, and many did not and were not able to attend that school. So by a set of circumstances, that would take a longer time to talk about, and I would love to discuss more about, I was able to make it through elementary, high, college, and ultimately come to the U.S. and get a doctorate and complete law school. So it has been my mission, basically, based on that experience, personal experience, and personal knowledge of what the circumstances are in many of these small villages in Africa. It has been my personal mission to try to eradicate that, to try to make sure that every single child in the end of the world is able to finish at least the very basic elementary school, is able to at least read and write. So we try to bring the life-changing gift of education to as many as possible, because the education changed my life, and I want to make sure that as many people as possible are able to enjoy that life-changing gift.
It's a beautiful story, paying it forward at that, but most importantly, you're a double threat. He's a doctor and a lawyer.
It's amazing, right?
Wow, talk about inspired, right?
Thank you, I'm very
And
blessed.
going against all odds, which is what you represent.
Yes, with a lot of help, and that's why I want to make sure that, one, as many people as possible know about this, because it's not, it's usually, it sounds like a storytelling when you tell people that some children in some ends of the world who are not able to afford $50 of school fees to attend elementary school education. Some people don't believe that. So my mission first is to make sure that people know about that, and second is to make sure that that doesn't happen. That's why we try to organize at many events, and that's why we assign ourselves at Excellence Plus to try to achieve, to make sure that really every single child anywhere in the world is at least to be able to read, write. That means at least completing an elementary school education.
I mean, it's really, it's still almost even a bit of a shock to me that there are countries that don't have access to any form of education other than just whatever's on paper.
It's incredible.
Yeah, Carl, how long have you been serving this organization?
We've been partnered together for 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer for Charities is just a very small part of this operation, but Zach and I and the two organizations make a great team. And the Soccer for Charities event, it's an annual event. We're going to be expanding out. We've been able to hopefully raise enough money to build a library, help partner with the Excellence Plus Foundation through a simple soccer tournament, 6v6, and it's going to be in the Upper West Side.
Upper West Side.
Yeah.
In Riverside Park.
Well, the event is going to be at the Upper West Side,
That's right.
not the library. I just want to be clear with everyone, right?
Yeah.
Because we're working on Africa, right?
That's right, that's
We're
right. And
working on Africa.
the library itself, and that's our mission this year, and fortunately so far we feel comfortable that this will happen, is we are offering a library to a primary school in a very small village, again, in Cameroon, the country of Cameroon.
Cameroon, is that
Central
because
Africa.
you're from Cameroon?
I'm originally from Cameroon.
Right, so of course you're going to take care of your hometown, right? It makes sense.
But that's
and
just
then
the
you build
beginning.
From there. Of
That's
course,
just the
of
beginning.
course, of course.
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so you're going to build a library in Cameroon.
We're planning to build the library in Cameroon, and we're offering for this population where the library is built, it's being built, they have never had access to a book before. So this will be a major change to the village, a major change to the population, and we believe by kids getting more familiar with the book and reading, if they ever make it out of the village, they will be a lot more equipped to face the world in high school, in college. So we're very excited about this year tournament, and the objective of the tournament, one of the objectives was to be able to raise funds to offer the library, and we are very confident we will get there.
Yeah, so let's talk about the soccer charity event so that people are aware and what they can do and how they can contribute or be a part of it, right?
Yeah, October 6th in Riverside Park at 10 a.m. is when we start. We're going to have 16 teams this year. We've begun to expand about 10% more people, more involvement, and the community's continuing to grow. It's a 6v6 soccer tournament, and it should go on until about noon, and then afterwards we gather over at Ellington in the Park for some after celebration.
Let's have some after celebration.
That's right,
Yeah.
that's right. And this is, the question we usually get is why soccer? I mean, we are both big fans of soccer, and we thought just playing soccer for the sake of playing soccer may not be enough at this point. I mean, we are both per age, we're not going to make it to the World Cup anymore, so we thought we'll use our passion for soccer to try to do something bigger. So we've seen tremendous growth. I mean, first year we had this, we barely had 60, 50 people coming out. And last year we had over 150 people. And this year we're hoping to get over 200 people at Riverside Park. And this is a testament to really what Excellence Plus has been able to achieve with the funds that had been raised and what the objectives are for the future. And we're looking for a great event, a wonderful event on October 6th. And if you are anywhere around, and even if you have to make a trip, please do, and come to Riverside Park at 10 a.m.
It's a great family event. Everybody, good people, great community. And I'll tell you what, the library itself is just kind of the cherry on top. You know, one thing that Zach hadn't mentioned is that on top of this being our goal this year, we've committed to the scholarships for the children that we've supported over the last couple of
So
years.
the 62 scholarships will be renewed, and another aspect of it, and again to show how much the organization is growing and how aggressively we're trying to achieve our goal. Another aspect is we have noticed that in some of the villages you have the school, but you have no teachers on staff.
Right.
So what good does it do to offer scholarships to students who go to these schools and not be able to have a teacher? So what we have done and what we are initiating is contracting with students, college students, or some students who have some teaching training, and we contract with them for a year, and then we send them in very remote villages, and they will go and teach for a year. At least you know you have a school, but you also have a teacher. And Excellence Plus will support all the costs that it's associated
He's brilliant.
with.
He's brilliant. You're brilliant, Dr. Pugat.
Thank you.
Yes, because everybody wins in the factor.
Absolutely.
Everybody. And you know, I applaud you for
you.
your commitment and dedication to making sure that your your hometown is educated and is provided with a library. That's a really big deal because once you learn how to read, pretty much you can learn anything.
That's right, you're
That's the
unstoppable.
key. That's the key to education. And thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the work you're doing with the Soccer for Charities. And you guys, if you're interested in participating in Soccer for Charities, a declaration for celebration will take place Saturday, October 6th, and that's from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Riverside Park, located on 103rd Street, Riverside in Manhattan. And for tickets to participate in the event, you can visit Eventbrite. Soccer for Charities, a declaration for celebration. We're taking a quick break, but when we return, we sit down with one of the actors from In Defense of Glitter and Rainbows play. Don't go anywhere.
Rue has no choice. She and millions like her walk miles a day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. In Defense of Glitter and Rainbows is making its way back on stage in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. The play highlights the power of reconciliation among mother with her daughter and the value of truth shared between a generation of women. And joining us to tell us more about the play, we welcome In Defense of Glitter and Rainbows actor Liza Galetti. Hello and welcome.
Rhina, thank you for having me here. I'm really happy to be here.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to have you here. And congratulations.
Thank you.
This show has been, it has a nice life. And I know it's already premiered in other venues. And now it's just being redone again and remounted for the Hispanic Heritage Month in the this weekend, as a matter of fact, right? You guys opened yesterday.
We opened up yesterday. It was really exciting. This is the second time I get to do the role, so it's been very exciting for me. We opened up yesterday. We'll be showing it again tonight and tomorrow. So tonight we'll have the other actress that also plays Mommy, Jasmine. She'll be performing tonight, and then tomorrow I perform.
All right, so tell us a little bit about this show. I mean, the title is phenomenal. I love the title itself, and so it sounds magical.
Well, okay, so Glitter and Rainbows is basically your joy and your happiness. So it's defending your joy and your happiness. So it's really about a family and the women in the family and what they're willing to do to defend the glitter and rainbows. So it's also talking about intergenerational trauma that's handed down through generation to generation. So my character, Mommy, is basically the matriarch of the family, and she's trying to keep her marriage together while also trying to save her daughter from falling into the same pitfalls.
Right, so this is a mom who's dedicated to her daughter. I read some of the synopsis. Yeah. She's dedicated to her daughter, and her daughter has found herself in this space of isolation. And so the relationship is kind of deteriorating, and so what happens? So, well, you don't have to tell us what exactly happened, but give us a little...
She's dating like the wrong type of boy.
Okay.
So me as a mother, I'm watching it, and I already know because I've lived it.
How old is the daughter?
She's in college, so
She's
you
in
could
college.
say she's still very young, so she doesn't know too much about life. She
Right.
thinks she knows.
Right, that's how
But
they
I
are.
know
Yeah, right.
because
Mhm.
I'm living what I'm living through, and I
Right.
know through experience.
Right.
But what's interesting is that we also incorporate spirituality. So a lot of Latinos are into spiritualism or know about that, and some that don't. So you get to see the inside of that aspect as well, where I am so frustrated with what's going on that I look for guidance through my mom, and I pray to her, and she happens to come into play with my sister, and they help guide me even though I don't know they're guiding me. So there's also that aspect as well. So it
That's the
incorporates,
magical aspect of it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then we have music, we have poetry, we have dance. It's awesome.
So, okay, so it's got this nice compilation of different genres
Yeah.
of presentation. And then some of the actors that are involved are like
Oh
you.
my God, we've got Jeannie Soul, who is a phenomenal actress, phenomenal singer. We've got Rob, who is an amazing poet. He's an amazing actor. We've got Jade, who's the lead actress who plays my daughter, phenomenal. We've got Tony Benedict, and she's an amazing dancer, actress. The whole cast is like incredible. Jasmine, that also plays mommy, is amazing. Our director is Andres Chulisis, who is phenomenal. But our creator is True Rodriguez, and this is her vision. And it's been amazing because her words, her work, it's so real that it's just a blessing to even be part of this project.
To bring her words to life,
Yeah,
right? They don't call her True for no reason.
No, and she's true. Like, there's times that I'm performing it and I'm going through so much because it's so real that it's just like, oh my God, I can't even believe that she wrote this way because it's so real. Like, I have to use my real life for this role.
And this is being presented at Columbia right
Yeah,
now, right?
Columbia
So
University.
this weekend it's at Columbia University.
Oh, yes.
And I want to mention that because I just love the fact that today we happen to be presenting two different genres of Latino films that are being spread worldwide or nationwide or, and or reaching outside of the Latino community
Yes.
so that they can familiarize themselves with our cultura.
It's so exciting though if you think about it because we're here and we're representing our culture, our everything. And I think that just to be able to do that, just like the actresses from Shine, this is an exciting time to be part of this moment.
And so I saw there was a little mention of the Catholic religion and Lukumi.
Yes.
And so just out of curiosity, is there like Santeria in the play?
I don't want to say Santeria, but we have Espiritismo, which is, of course, like we have ancestral spirits that guide us and follow us. So that's where it is incorporated, where you can't say, yeah, it is Lukumi, but it's more in the spiritual aspect. It's almost like an introduction. If you don't know about that, it is done in such a way that you're like, oh, wow, maybe those are things that help me make my decisions. Like there's little things that go on in the play that happen with me that I'm being guided by my mother because, of course, I don't know what to do. When you watch the show, you understand I'm going through so much that I don't know what to do. So I have to look for something higher and more powerful than me.
It's beautiful, and it's almost like going back to your mom, although she isn't physically present. However, in being a mom, there's no guidebook given to you. There's no such thing as following an actual guide that says this is the way you parent.
Yeah. Yeah. But what's even more interesting, I look at it now from the outside. It's funny because I'm asking for guidance, but I'm unaware that she's even there.
Right.
So it's kind of like that's what we go through too. Sometimes we're unaware, and then when you figure it out, you become aware and you give light to those spirits, and those spirits help you in your life. So it's interesting, all the different layers of
the
this.
dynamics of that. And even just us as human beings, like, don't you find that when you're still is when you make the best decisions?
Yes.
Hence,
Absolutely.
hence inviting those other voices to come in and play as a round table, for lack of a better word.
But I feel like we're very privileged as Latinos because a lot of us grow up with this already. So I feel like we always have like a little upper hand. So it's kind of cool to bring other races or whatever maybe to see that, so it could open up their stuff. But what's good about it too is also showing the healing aspect, because a lot of people have been coming to the show and they're like, oh my God, this is what I'm going through. Oh wow, like now I know. Or one of my friends last night said she was crying from beginning to end and that she couldn't understand. And I'm like, good, that's what we want. We want you to heal whatever's there.
To release, and hence designing and participating in a grander purpose. And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, and
Thank
congratulations to everyone in
Thank
the
you.
play. And you guys, once again, in defense of Glitter and Rainbows, it's going to be performed at the Union Theological Seminary, James Chapel, located at 3401 Broadway in New York. And that's from September 27th, it started yesterday, till September 29th at 6:30. And for tickets, you can visit indefenseofglitterandrainbows.com. All right, stay tuned, because Bobby C's weekly sports roundup is coming up next.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions,
Love it.
cross-referencing travel sites, and booking all your flights with those
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh, but now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
This is Bobby C reporting from the Knicks Training Center in Greenburgh, New York. With some fresh faces and a new coach in place, there is renewed optimism as the Knicks open training camp this week.
So far, it's good vibes around here. It's good energy around here, and it's good to be in an environment like this right now. We'll see. It's hard to say. I just got here from Europe. I'm still adjusting to the time difference. So. But it's good energy around here, and that's the first thing that I saw and I'm happy about.
I mean, I can't wait to get in front of the fans. I know it gets pretty crazy in there, so I'm really looking forward to finally stepping on the Madison Square Garden and be able to play in front of the fans. I mean, it's going to be a great experience. I mean, I'm up to the challenge. I mean, I know it's a hard place to play in, but I mean, that's why I kind of been raised at. I mean, I work really hard to be where I'm at now, so I'm definitely ready to embrace that challenge.
Just being here with the guys, I just think the culture is different, and everybody's excited for this season. And one of the things that Coach always talk about is we're going to get after it, but we're also going to check our egos at the door. And so with that being said, I mean, I'm still excited about this season, and my mindset is just to come in and be prepared and do whatever the coach asks of me.
How would you evaluate where you've come from in terms of, from your rookie season to now?
I'm just in a better frame of mind. I went through a lot over there in Denver, good and bad. So it's definitely matured me in a way, and I'm grateful for it. Honestly, I wouldn't change my journey. I'm happy to be a New York Knick right now, and I'm just going to go out there, like I said, mentally and physically, just try to be the best I can be.
Training camps wrap this weekend. The Knicks will hold an open practice at Madison Square Garden on Saturday. They'll take on Washington in their first preseason action on Monday. The Brooklyn Nets get rolling in the preseason against the Knicks at home next Wednesday night. It's great to have hoops back in the fold. The NHL preseason is well underway. The Islanders will take on Buffalo tonight at 7 p.m. The Rangers and Devils will be back in action next week. The Bronx Bombers will wrap the regular season this weekend in Boston, where the Yanks will meet their longtime rival for 3 games starting tonight. Jay Happ opposes Boston's Brian Johnson. Saturday's matchup features Lance Lynn taking the hill for the Bombers and towing the rubber against Nate Eovaldi. Ace Luis Severino will close out the season against Rick Porcello. Expect the Yanks to name Happ as the wild card game starter. That is next Wednesday night, likely in the Bronx against surging Oakland. We caught up with the Yanks last weekend during their final homestand. Here's more.
The guys getting on base, that's how it started, and just got a good ball to hit right there, and then we just kept on scoring runs. I mean, that just shows you what this team can do. We don't rely just on one person. It's a whole team. Everybody's putting the work in and trying to get better. That's what shows you what we can do.
We're playing as good as we can. Like I said, we just got AJ back, and he's a huge part of our lineup. Obviously, one of the best players in baseball. So we had Didi down for 10 days. Sanchez getting back. So, like I said, the more we play together. As a whole unit, I think we'll just, start to get better and better. Obviously, our lineup, top to bottom, is one of the best, and being able to shuffle guys in and out. Gardy got to start, Hicks is leading off. It just shows you how versatile this team is.
Across town, the Mets will close out the regular season at home against Miami this weekend. The action is highlighted by the return of Captain David Wright. Wright will start Saturday in what is likely his final game as a Met. He was activated this week. Our BronxNet cameras will be in the building Saturday night for Mr. Met's final start. The Mets don't have October to look forward to, but they should have an NL Cy Young to look forward to. Ace Jacob deGrom, in my mind, did what I suggested in the C-List a couple of weeks ago, and that's go out and finish the season strong. deGrom's 10-9 record may not portray his dominance on this season, but MLB on TBS analyst Ron Darling, a former Met hurler himself, believes his 1.70 ERA will be the stat that gets him his first Cy Young Award. Both Doc Gooden and myself agree deGrom has been the best pitcher in baseball this season. Gooden at one time was the best in the game as well. The nod from a former Cy Young winner and another Met great should help deGrom's cause. On the gridiron, the New York Football Giants locked up their first win of the season last Sunday. The G-men took down the Texans in Houston 27-22. Sharp performance for Eli Manning and the Giants offense. They'll need more of the same this Sunday against New Orleans. At home, the Giants welcome Drew Brees and the Saints to the Meadowlands. Kickoff at MetLife Stadium is 4:25 p.m. The Jets will be in Jacksonville Sunday. That game kicks at 1 p.m. The L.A. Rams improved to 4-0 last night. The Rams won 38-31, downing Minnesota on Thursday Night Football. Formula One's Lewis Hamilton, who won the Singapore GP, is gearing up for the Russian GP on September 30th. Hamilton sure looks like he's poised to win the F1 crown this year. NASCAR will be in Charlotte this weekend. IndyCar, of course, wrapped the season last week. IndyCar champion Scott Dixon drops a film about his life this coming week. Born Racer looks like a must-see. Dixon is now a 5-time IndyCar champ. We are also a week away from Khabib and McGregor in the highly anticipated showdown in the UFC. It also looks like we will see John Jones returning to the octagon, likely sometime in December. He is rumored for Jones-Gustafsson, too. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-List for a note on X Factors. Postseason to me is all about the unknown fall classic heroes. Guys you would never expect to hear from suddenly emerge this time of year to forever etch their names in lore. While the Mets won't be a player in October this fall, the Yankees will have to fight the one-game playoff against arguably the hottest team in baseball in Oakland next Wednesday night. No easy task, only to set up a showdown with arguably the best team in baseball in Boston. The Red Sox clinched MLB's best record on Monday, the 5th time the Sox have had the majors top mark. They did it in 1903, 1912, 1915, and 1946. By the way, Boston won it all 3 of those 4 times. The Pinstripers are banged up. Their pitching is still a bit suspect. And honestly, the only thing they do really well, and perhaps consistently, is hit home runs, something that seems to come and go for a lot of teams come playoff time as the pitching and the stakes rise. With all of that said, I still think the Yankees have possibly the best roster of any of the teams in the playoff hunt. In fact, I think they have underachieved to a certain degree. So many of their stars coming into the season have been anything but, and that includes Gary Sanchez and Greg Bird. Nonetheless, the depth of the Yankees roster has them right behind Boston, and general manager Brian Cashman has pushed all of the right buttons when it comes to finding guys to plug the holes. To me, the Yankees could be in the thick of things come October because of one guy, and that's first baseman Luke Voit. He is Oakland hot of late. Voit in his past 9 games has 5 dingers, 13 RBIs, 10 runs, and a .429 batting average. He also has a 1.417 OPS. Sick numbers. Voit has been an X factor to close out this season. His energy is infectious, and I think he and the Yankees could be dangerous this October. How do you feel about the Yanks' chances? Hit me up at The Voice, Bobby C. and share your thoughts. That's your sports. We'll see you next time.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. Our last guest is one of New York's sought-out comics from the Bronx who started his comedic career in the 90s. He's appeared on shows such as Showtime at the Apollo, along with BET Comic View, and, well, now he's here on Open. Please welcome comedian Eric Nieves.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here. Round of applause.
Oh, yes.
By the
Round of
way-
applause for Eric
Round of
Nieves,
applause.
everyone.
You might as well. Can I use Bobby C's voice for the interview?
No,
Rena, it's a pleasure to be here and a pleasure to see you.
Well, you know, that's a nice plug for him because he is considered the voice.
That's the voice, man.
Bobby C.
The ladies must love him. I'm taking you on a date and I'm paying for it.
I don't know if that's what he says, but but we'll ask afterwards.
It's good to be here on Open, which is every bodega in the Bronx, always open.
Well, yeah, we love it. We love it. Look, he already started. You know, I thought we were going to have a serious interview.
We
but
are,
you wanted
we are.
to share, well, no, only because you wanted to share your advocacy, and I think it's important that we talk about that, even though you're going to share some laughs with us afterwards. But I don't know if people know this side of you, so let's just give them a little background on you and how you've even got to the journey of where you are with Montefiore.
Okay, well, before I started doing comedy, I was already in the social services field, and my passion was HIV prevention. Now, obviously in the 90s it was very different with HIV. It's not the treatment that's available today. But right now, what I'm really passionate about is HIV prevention and keeping people from getting HIV. So I'm working with two projects. The first is called Engage NYC, which is a joint effort between the Bronx Community Healthcare Network and Montefiore to promote quality healthcare for the LGBT community, which is vastly underserved. And I also work with the Bronx Empowerment Project, which is a group of young gay men between the ages of 18 to 29 that come together on a regular basis to educate each other, empower each other, and then take that knowledge and that passion and that information to their communities so we can spread that information around. But we feel that we can't be in every community, but if we can empower and educate an individual, they can change the communities where they live.
Absolutely.
And I think that's extremely important to give them the information that they can go out there and make a difference so we don't have to be there in person.
Well, and not only that, you know, there's also the preventative measures that I don't even know if they're really out there. I mean, right now, what we see primarily on television is commercials for like sustainability, you know, almost like, oh, well, you know, as opposed to, hey, this is how you can prevent it, aside from just talking about condoms.
Well, condoms are always recommended regardless, but there is a new regimen that can protect you against HIV. It's called PrEP. Stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis, and it's basically a once-a-day regimen. You take a pill every day, and according to the last CDC study, it's up to 92% effective at preventing HIV infection. Now, if you combine that, if you're involved with someone sexually that's positive and they have a undetectable viral load because they're in care, then the chances of transmitting the virus are almost nil. And it's really part of a 3-point process where we're trying to eliminate all new HIV cases by 2020. We can't change the ones that are already positive, but we can prevent new positives by getting people to know their status, get into care so that they can be virally suppressed, and prep for individuals that are at high risk. If we could do that, we really have a shot of ending this, ending all new HIV cases. And there are no diseases that you can end. You can't end cancer. You can't end lupus, but we can end new cases of HIV. And I think if we can really make our communities aware of that, we could change the future.
I love it. That's a wonderful positive note because, you know, everybody thinks it's like a terminal
well, actually, it's
date,
not.
you know.
It really isn't. I mean, being HIV positive now, you can manage it almost like diabetes. If you stick to your regimen, you go to your doctor's appointments, you take care of yourself, it won't affect your life the way it did in the past. Treatment has come so far, so fast. And so an individual that's positive, it's not going to affect their long-term life. They can be themselves. They can live the lives they were meant to live. But they just have to manage it.
I got to tell you, you know, I'm really captivated because I'm like, I ain't never seen this side of Eric. I'm like, yes, go Eric. I love it. I love it.
You have to understand, being comedic, it helps with this because, you know, you have to engage people. You have to make people feel comfortable with comedy. It's the same way when you're dealing with a very touchy subject like sex and the decisions we make during sex. And allowing to have a little lightness to an otherwise heavy tone makes a big difference. We always hear all the heavy stuff about HIV prevention and the scare tactics. Sex is supposed to be fun. Sex is supposed to be enjoyed. So I like to make the message and the information that I disseminate as enjoyable as possible because it's supposed to be enjoyed.
So where are you that can people obtain what are they, pamphlets? You have seminars? Like what exactly are you doing with Montefiore?
We have a HIV prevention center, which is a private house located on 3058 Bainbridge Avenue, not far from here actually. We provide free HIV testing for free. Free condoms. Actually, we have a pantry 3 days a week for those that have food shortage in the home. That's a big issue in the Bronx as well. If anyone wants to come by, get to know their status, get some condoms, get some education, some information, and that's also where the Bronx Empowerment Group meets once a week. And there's nothing better than peers supporting peers. I think that anybody always listens and accepts information easier if it comes from someone that's walking a mile in their shoes.
Right.
And that's why it's important to educate young people because young people listen to other young people and we want this information out there. Beautiful.
Once again, another paying it forward story. EngageNYC.com is where they can go.
EngageNYC.org and also at Bronx Empowerment Project on Instagram. Check that out. You go to those and you'll see some information about our programs and see what we're trying to do and maybe you'd like to be involved.
Beautiful, thank you. So this is the heavy side of Eric, but when we come back, he's gonna loosen up.
That was the heavy side.
That was the heavy side. We're gonna take a quick break, but then when we return, Eric's gonna perform, well, he's gonna perform some stand-up, ¿verdad, papi?
Yes, I will.
All right, so stay right there.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites, and booking all your flights with those
vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh, but now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. Here now to perform a bit for us, please welcome comedian Eric Nieves.
Thank you so much. How y'all doing? My name is Eric Nieves. I am Puerto Rican. But I don't look it. I look like Quagmire from Family Guy. That's who I look like.
Giggity go. All right. Giggity go.
So I'm just waiting for Family Guy to be on Telemundo so I can make some money.
Mira la boobies. Giggity.
Born and raised in the Bronx, New York. That's right. The first mall in the world, the first outdoor mall in the world is in the Bronx, Fordham Road. That's right. I actually, first person in my family to go to college. I actually was the first person to leave the Bronx and go to college in my family. First one. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Of course, when you're a Puerto Rican from the Bronx and your friends find out you're going upstate, they think you're going somewhere else. So all my friends were like, yo, son, I heard you going upstate. I'm like, yeah. I said, yo, for how long? I'm like, 4 years. Like, damn, what'd you do? I'm like, I graduated high school. They were like, you could do that? I'm Puerto Rican. I love being Puerto Rican because we like to party for no reason. That's right. We will throw a 3-day party for a kid's first birthday. And we don't even invite the kid. What's he gonna bring? Seriously. We drink for Felipe. I'm Puerto Rican with no kids, which is like a unicorn. You don't see many of those. I know, people are like, oh my God, people think like Latinos are born pregnant, like a child comes out already pregnant, and they come out like, oh, congratulations, you had a daughter, and she had a son. I don't want kids because you can't give them back, and I think something that expensive should have a return policy. I'm sorry. There is a law, though, I don't know if you know this, in New York, if you have a baby, like an infant, and you can't take care of the infant, you could actually drop the baby off at a police station or a hospital, seriously, or a fire station. You could drop the baby off, and they will take the baby, no questions asked, no legal ramifications to you, because they want the baby to have a chance. So you can do that. I just think they need to raise the age limit, because you don't know if your kid's gonna be a jerk till at least 13, you know what I mean? So can you imagine a row full of baskets of 15-year-olds in front of a fire station? This is crazy, man. I told you I was gonna get a job. This is crazy. And plus, you can't hit your kids like you used to. Like, back in the days, it was legal. You ever been hit so hard you're trying to cry, but all you can make is this face? Anyway, folks, that is my time. It's a pleasure to perform in front of all 7 of you. God bless you.
7's a lucky number, Bobby. 7's a lucky number. Woo! Eric Nieves, everyone. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys, for more on Eric Nieves and his upcoming stand-up comedy shows, because he's always performing here in the Bronx, be sure to follow him on Instagram at enieves1217. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin. And from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month. Y nos fuimos, los boricuas. Vamos, nenas. Woo! Put that, where you going? Look, no, you stay right there. Come here, Liza.
Oh, I'm not dancing.
Just move the mic.
I know my limitations.